are Birchwood Campground and Cottages, just outside of Pictou. Apparently, there's a Korean restaurant here, so we're sort of excited.
Good morning. Welcome to Nova Scotia.
Province number 9.
Yeah, we woke up in a different province today. Our last province, number 9 only. We're not doing number 10. We'll tell you about it later. Yeah, so we crossed on the ferry yesterday, as you saw. And that last comment I made, I think in the last video about the Korean restaurant. Oh,
It was closed.
It's not open.
No.
It's like never open.
False advertising.
Yeah. The whole campground is a bit of a false advertising place. But anyway. But the highlight was, as you saw, we met up with Karsten again. And so we spent the evening around the campfire last night.
Actually had a fire. Second time for the whole trip.
Yeah, his first, our second. And anyway, so it was a lovely evening, but you want to just say a couple things about PEI, because we didn't do any wrap-ups because our schedule was so weird.
Well, there's a bit more friends and family in PEI. We met up with, as you saw,
part 2.
Probably, some bits with Chris and Christine on the first night, and then the second night we were with my aunt and uncle, Peggy and Walter, which was...
I mean, distance and stuff.
Sure. Great visit. On to PEI was just over 100, like 102, I think. And then the day we went from Summerside to my aunt's place, we did about 83, I think. Interesting ride. Lots of hills. I didn't look at the elevation, but there was lots of elevation. In
the afternoon after lunch.
Yep.
The first part we used the Confederation Trail, and it was, it's an old rail trail, so it was mostly level. Yeah, nice and level, mostly. And the afternoon was anything but.
And then yesterday we left their place and made our way up to Charlottetown, and then from Charlottetown down to Wood Islands, which is where the ferry goes. So, and then from the ferry here to the campsite. So we were again just over 100, 103 yesterday as well. And some decent elevation gain too in the middle there. We found lots of hills in PEI.
Yeah, we did. And we pulled our similar stunt. Oh, here comes a squadron of geese. We arrived at the ferry just as they were loading the one ahead of our scheduled sailing, and we were able to just roll on. So we were ahead of schedule, which is good because
it was better time.
It would have been late otherwise. Anyway, 2 days? No, 3 days. 2.5 days ish. 3 days to Halifax. Oh, and then we're done.
Yep.
Weird. Anyway, we'll see you on the trail. Have a good day.
And we're riding into the wind this morning and probably all today. Might even get some rain this evening, this afternoon. We have train tickets booked for the 1st of September, which is Sunday, and we got one night in Sherbrooke tonight, and then one night on the coast east of Halifax. And then we ride into Halifax to prep our bikes and pamper ourselves a wee bit, celebrate, and then take off on the 1st. The shoulder saga continues. We get thrown out into traffic just like that, right when the shoulder disappears. PEI, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, pretty much everywhere. Just no logic to where it ends. It's beautiful for a while and then poof, magically disappears. Going straight. We're in New Glasgow and it's a very narrow town. The roads are, there's definitely no bike infrastructure, but the roads are narrow. So it's a bit Harry. So we've changed our routing.
Yep, change of plans.
Change of plans.
Weather, and Marco's not feeling great.
Yeah, I'm not feeling very well.
And we don't want to get stuck not making it to Sherbrooke because there's nothing in between here and there.
90 kilometers of hills and wind.
And
I'm just not feeling up to that.
So we're
unfortunately.
We're gonna take a different route. Actually, the route I was originally planning way back, and stop partway. So we got about a 45-kilometer ride from here, which isn't bad.
No.
Hopefully you're okay for that.
I can do that. I'll have all afternoon to nap.
Yep.
If I need to.
Yep.
Anyway, so disregard all that stuff about Sherbrooke.
Yeah, we're not going there.
No longer applies. All right, let's fight the wind for 45K instead. Here's our lunch spot. It's not much in central Nova Scotia, is there?
It's not.
No.
No.
Not even a churchyard to stop in. Here we are, Raven's Rest campground. Super remote and rustic, but should be quiet. Hi there.
Cheers. Chickpea curry and then.
Wow. Fancy for rustic camping.
Yeah, it is.
We're in a lovely spot down by the Stewiacke River. It's just over there. And it's a first for us. Trip is almost over, but this is a first. We're the only people in this campground, and the campground has like little quotation marks around it because all it is really is about 5 picnic tables in a gravel pit, which is really what it is. But we happen to be
and 2 RVs.
2 RVs, one of which you can't use, and the other one is used by the owners. But they've allowed us to shower in it and
use the bathroom.
use the bathroom. So
there's no porta potties.
There's no porta potties or anything.
Pit toilets. No real toilets.
There is a sign outside that says Raven's Rest Campground, though, so I guess it is a campground. Anyway, it's rainy, so we're under this shelter and having a warm meal. So I guess
it's going to be quiet tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be quiet. So I guess all is good. So this is the first time this whole trip that we haven't been able to peg out our tent properly because we're basically in a rock quarry. So I've got them tied down to rocks, and now the wind has come up. You can see it up there in the trees, and it's kind of lifting the corners of the tent. So the very first time we can't is the very first time we should. Look, you can see these rocks being pulled by the movement of the tent, and the tent floor actually moving up and down. Luckily Shannon's in there holding it down. That's about the only thing that's keeping it from flying away. On the positive side, it's quite a beautiful spot, and the rain has stopped, so that's, for now anyway, that's good. But if you look at the tent here, you can see it lifting up. Yee! Holy moly, right off the ground. Whoa, this is not good. Alright, I gotta sign out. Bye. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. Didn't know I was on there.
There you are. We had woke up to a beautiful morning after a misty, rainy evening.
And some wind craziness as well.
Yeah.
Short-lived, but
Anyway, we're on the road to Dartmouth.
Yeah, don't say Dartmouth.
Off to Dartmouth. And last real long official ride of the journey.
Ride of the ride.
And then tomorrow will be a short celebratory ride into Halifax. And yeah, and then it'll be done.
Crazy.
Yeah, looks like we'll have a decent day today too, weather-wise.
Yeah.
But,
A little chilly right now.
yes.
Got our gloves on, mitts on.
I've got my toque on even.
Yeah. But it's supposed to warm up.
All right, we'll see you on the road. Big mistake here, trying to get down into Halifax and having to go around the airport. It's a huge detour to go around the north side and against the wind. We decided to go on this highway based on our experience with these highways. Always have wide shoulders. This does not, and it is insanely busy, way busier than anything we've been on. So we're just gonna ride the gravel, which sucks, but whatever. We made it off that god-awful highway. Oh my god. Tiniest shoulder on a 4-lane highway we've ever seen. And the rocky shoulder we were on was just a mess. It was only 7.5 kilometers or something, but it was 7.5 kilometers of stress. So now we're on a Garmin recommended bike route with, as you can see, super duper narrow and lots of traffic. So I'll be happy when this day is over, I have to say. At the Shuby campground, after a bit of a hair-raising afternoon. And we camped here last year, actually, when we were in Halifax. So we know what we're in for here, unlike last night. Hey, everybody.
Cheers.
This is a pre-celebratory drink. We're in Dartmouth, as you saw, or as I said. And so we're only like this far from Halifax. So tomorrow's ride, how far to
it's like 13 kilometers.
Right to Point Pleasant Park.
Yeah.
We're gonna go dip our wheels in Point Pleasant Park into the Atlantic. So
Yep.
to actually get into Halifax is not even that far, but it was, as you saw in the video, it was not the best day.
Today was...
It was kind of crazy.
Yeah, today was weird. It started out lovely, actually.
Yeah, lovely, lovely.
Yeah, it was really nice. It wasn't windy at all. It was kind of gradually downhill, but some rolling hills, super quiet, nice and pretty. Yeah. Then we stopped for a coffee in Middle...
Muscadabit. There's too many letters. Muscadabit.
And after that, everything changed.
Yeah.
We had to climb a lot more, and it was windy, although it wasn't too bad. It wasn't right in our face, but and then we got to the point where we had to make a decision, and we probably made the wrong decision, but we couldn't really go back once we made it. So
yeah, I didn't really explain it in the video, but we were trying to get around the airport, and it was the option of using or going the long way around and really battling a headwind for a good part of it, and adding another 9K probably on top of our ride.
Yeah.
So we decided to go around the other way.
Shorter with the wind way.
with the wind and do a short stint 7K on a bigger highway. Based on past experience with highways out here, we thought, no problem. Well, that was a mistake.
Yeah.
That was
It was
scary.
4 lanes of a lot of traffic and basically no shoulder.
I've videotaped it a couple of times. It's just horrible. Yeah.
So
Anyway.
we survived, but it was horrible.
Yeah. How many K today?
105 today.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday we did 72. And the day before we did 11 from the ferry. So basically within Nova Scotia we've done 200.
Yeah. Not a ton. We
Not a
changed.
ton, yeah.
We changed our plans yesterday because I wasn't feeling well. I got up feeling okay, and then just after a few kilometers, really started getting a headache, low energy, and just thought, oh, I can't go. Whatever it was supposed to be against the wind on big hills, there was just no way.
Yeah,
so.
and we kind of had to make a decision at that point because we had timings to meet and we had to be here in Halifax by tomorrow for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And this was just a safer bet just in case Marco wasn't feeling that well today as well. It was a bit shorter and we could get here and relax, and we knew this campground, and anyway, so we chose the safer route as far as health and everything goes, but it probably wasn't the most beautiful route through Nova Scotia, unfortunately.
No, it was kind of boring. There wasn't much. Both lunchtime picnics were
on the side of
the road. Yeah, just like in Northern Ontario, and anyway. But tomorrow is the official end.
Woohoo.
Wow, crazy.
Very hard to believe.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll do a quick wrap up tomorrow on the official end of the trip.
Yep.
And that's about it. We'll see you then. We'll see you tomorrow.
Ciao.
Bye. Looks like forest back here. That's Lake Micmac. We're camped on the shores of Lake Charles, or almost, in Shuby Park. And heading for the bridge to Halifax from Dartmouth. We're riding right beside the highway. But over this side, beautiful. Anyway, looking forward to crossing the bridge and getting into Halifax on a beautiful, beautiful day. Never too late for a first. The Dartmouth Common Greenway, which we're following all the way from our campground at Shuby Campground in Shuby Park, takes us through a cemetery. Through those trees, there's Halifax. There we are, we're officially on the bridge. All right, this is it. We're at the top of the span. We're cruising into Halifax. What do you have to say, Shannon? It's been a long, what day is it today? 78? 79, okay. 79 days. No, we made it. 1 day under our estimate. That's crazy. There's Halifax.
Kilometers, 9 provinces, Victoria to Halifax.
We made it!
We made it. Here we go.
Wait.
Woo.
There's the wheel. And a foot.
Ooh, it's cold.
We did it! It's Sunday morning, September 1st, and we're cycling through Halifax on our way to the Via Rail station to take the train to Montreal. Halifax town clock. Well, don't know if you can tell how steep this is, but it's steep. Getting down to towards the harbor, it's super foggy down on the water. I got you on camera here. We're walking all the way down to the end.
Down to the economy class.
We're on board, waiting for departure. 23 hours. Hopefully 33 hours or more. Says he is late. Here we go. Hey everyone.
Hello.
That's it. We're done. We're on the train home. And so we just wanted to do a quick wrap up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of stats.
Got some stats and some and a couple of thank yous, and then that'll be it. You want to start?
Right. Start with the numbers.
Yeah.
So total mileage was 7,847 kilometers. We did about 44,000 meters of ascent. I don't have a descent number.
I calculated that's almost 5 times the height of Everest.
A few hills.
Yeah.
414 hours in the saddle. So that's the time that our bikes were actually moving day to day. It took longer because of stops and stuff, but it's about 5 hours a day on average. And number of days of cycling was 78. And we had 13 rest days, which was basically 1 rest day a week, which was kind of what we estimated, but we weren't really sure.
Yeah, it just kind of worked out that way.
Yep.
Yep. And in all that mileage, only 1 flat.
1 flat.
Amazing.
That whole time.
Yeah. So great tires.
Yep. Very impressed with that.
Yeah, we'd buy them again.
Yep.
Then we did a bunch of stats on accommodations because that was something that changed almost every day, right?
Yep.
A lot of things were a constant, but that was a constant change.
Always a different campsite.
Yeah. So we did 54 different tenting sites.
Oh, you want me to go?
Sure.
Okay.
We'll alternate.
17 motels or hotels. That seemed like a lot.
Yeah, it does seem like a lot, but
Oh well.
believe our
That's what
stats.
it was.
Shannon's Excel spreadsheets don't lie.
No.
We did 8 homestays with friends or family.
Woohoo! Thank you.
Thank you.
2 cabins in part of campgrounds, but a cabin that we stayed in.
Yep.
2 different spots.
We stayed in 2 different Airbnbs, one at the beginning and one at the end, one in Vancouver and one in Halifax.
And we had 1 warm shower.
Yeah, a great warm shower, by
Yeah,
the way,
it was awesome.
if you're watching. So that worked out to be $60 a night average.
Yeah, on average.
And if it hadn't been for that Edmonton hotel, it would be a lot lower. Cheapers. And Shannon did some random stuff like how many other long distance cycle tourists we saw.
I just kept track of when we saw them. I'm sure I didn't collect all of them, but I added up 29 different cyclists that were doing longer.
Yeah.
You know, loaded up like we were.
Yeah. And we calculated 15 days where we were really glad to get to our destination.
Yeah.
And how many times did we say, that's it, enough, we're going home?
Not once.
Not once.
Neither one of us.
No, not once. So anyway, it was an amazing trip. It's hard to believe we're done.
Seems really odd getting up in the morning and not going cycling.
Yeah.
However, when we get back to Montreal, we do get 3 more days in. So.
Yeah, we're not including this in this. And so anyway, we want to say thank you to everyone who followed along and watched and
Yeah, it was great.
commented and encouraged.
Yeah, it was really nice to have that on Instagram and here on YouTube.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We're going to put a link to our blog in the description in the video below. And
yeah, and in there I'm going to add information about what actual roads we took along the way.
Yeah.
As you know, if you followed us, we stayed off of the Trans-Canada Highway as much as possible. And it does get a little complicated at times. So anyway, good info for you.
Mm-hmm. And so if you, in the comments, if you have questions for us, feel free to ask us questions and we'll do our best to answer. All right.
Awesome.
I guess that's it.
That's it.
That's the end.
The end.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.